Out with the injury report, and I'll probably start with myself on this one. Monday's surgery for the hernia revealed that I have lymphoma. Thankfully, it was detected in the hernia surgery. It's been a shocker. But I take a step back and, I'm extremely, extremely fortunate to be able to have caught this at this stage. Like I said, all the mass was removed at the time of the hernia surgery, so there's no additional surgery needed. Just chemo will start early next week.
No question, the news of the night from Fenway Park. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. And, Jerry, always shocking when you hear those words.
Well, it's stunning news from the ballpark today, and it is shocking to hear the word that you have cancer. And you can see the emotion in John Farrell's face during the press conference this afternoon. And the good news for him is that it was caught early, and that is key when you have cancer. The fact that going in for the hernia operation, they did find the cancer at stage 1, so it is very treatable. And he will start that treatment on Tuesday at Mass General Hospital. So thoughts and prayers go out to John Farrell. Fortunately for him, as I said, it's early in the stage of cancer. Everything should be fine for him, but it's going to be a tough go for him.
Well, certainly stunning news today from Fenway Park. We're back with more from Fenway. We'll play a baseball game here tonight. Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Mariners. We're back with more right after this. A3 today. Dunkin' Donuts America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals by Toyota.com. DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox. Nissan, get to Nissan's ride of your life for exciting performance and bonus cash. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Citizens Bank, good banking is good citizenship. And by Southwest Airlines, book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Well, our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Tonight we will indeed play baseball. It is game 1 of a 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Mariners. But certainly the seriousness of the news today from John Farrell that he has lymphoma. He had the chance to meet with the media earlier, but as Gary Streisky tells us, he also had the chance to tell his players.
Don, and I think it's indicative of the support that John Farrell already has, that within that packed media room, not only were the members of the media, you and I included, as well as Jerry, but members of the front office staff. Sam Kennedy was there, Ben Cherington were there, as well as some captains on this team. David Ortiz, Dustin Pedroia, also in the room when John Farrell was sharing the news with us. I think that's obviously a sign of support. And after John Farrell made his announcement, those captains, they weighed in.
I find out about this before the meeting through Hanley. I was in the training room, and Hanley, he came to me kind of crying to tell me about John's situation, and yeah, pretty much all of us, we were kind of shocked. We're gonna give John all the support that we can give him so he can get through this and be back next year, back to normal. Hopefully everything goes well with him. We had a big family around here, and definitely when it comes down to health issues, you wanna make sure that everything goes okay. So the organization is taking a lot of responsibility on that. Just make sure that John get through it.
A lot of the guys were shocked, upset. I mean, it's our manager, leader of our team. Family. We're together, so much. And when he starts out, by telling us that, your heart just stops. So I mean, obviously anybody in that room would do anything for John. We know he's going to get through this, and we'll all get through it together, and do anything we can to help him out.
So a pretty somber couple of hours here at the ballpark, but just like you guys mentioned, you do have to get back to business as usual. There is, in fact, a game to be played, so John Farrell starting his treatment next Tuesday. Torey Lovullo will take over in the meantime.
All right, Gary, thanks very much indeed. Shocking news tonight from Fenway Park. We're back with baseball right after this. Redesigned Mitsubishi Outlander. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. And by the Kia Sorento. Welcome back to Fenway Park on a beautiful Friday night as the Red Sox welcome in the Seattle Mariners. Joe Kelly taking the field tonight along with his teammates as the Red Sox get ready to take on the M's here at Fenway. Now let's check out the Mariners visiting lineup. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Leading it off and in center field is Austin Jackson with Kyle Sager at third base. It is Nelson Cruz, the DH, with Robinson Cano at second base. Seth Smith is in right field. Jesus Montero at first with Logan Morrison in left field. Brad Miller at shortstop bats eighth. And Jesus Sucre does the catching and bats ninth. Now the Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Joe Kelly on the mound for his 19th start of the year. 4-6 with a 5.96 earned run average, 81 strikeouts to 35 walks, and opponents hitting at .290 against Joe Kelly. Been pretty good the last couple times out. In fact, a victory last time out against the Tigers in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, striking out 7 along the way.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 11th in the American League with 65 errors in 114 games. Pablo Sandoval will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Brock Holt at second. And Travis Shaw, the first baseman. Left to right, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts, and Rusney Castillo. And Brian Hannigan doing the catching for Joe Kelly.
Well, tonight's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience a new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Alan Porter has the play calling the balls and strikes with Ryan Blakeney at first base, Mark Rippinger at second base, and Brian O'Nora is the crew chief and the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Well, very comfortable conditions here tonight at Fenway Park. Lights are on, 83 degrees. A breeze out to right at 12 miles per hour. And the forecast is clear here at Fenway. In fact, not a cloud in the sky as they wrap up the ground rules here in the exchanging of lineups at home plate. As the starter, Joe Kelly, wanted to warm up, and the umpires are still in the way. So now he's warming up as the umpires continue their discussion. As the Red Sox back home again. Glad to be home after a 3-city tour that took the Red Sox to New York, Detroit, and, of course, to Miami to take on the Marlins. And Torey Lovullo, the acting manager now for the Red Sox for the remainder of the season, as the Red Sox getting the hard news today that John Farrell will begin his battle with lymphoma. And the chemo will begin next week on Tuesday for John Farrell. So Torey Lovullo, who did manage in the absence of John Farrell in Game 1 of the brief 2-game series against the Marlins in that series after John had the hernia surgery. And now it turns out a very good thing that he had the hernia surgery because they were able to find something very early.
You're right, Don. And I guess if there's anything positive to bring out of this is the fact that it was caught early. And you're exactly right about going and getting that surgery in Detroit over the last road trip where they did find the cancer, and it's at a level of stage 1 right now, which is very good news if you have cancer. And the fact that John Farrell said it's very treatable, the outcome should be very, very good for him, but he starts treatment again next week. And it's going to be a long, tough process for him. There's no question about that. But the best news of all was the fact that they did catch this early. They've already removed the mass that he had, so that is taken care of. Now it's the point of chemotherapy that he's going to have to go through for a number of weeks and everything else that goes along with it. But, as we said before in the open, our thoughts and prayers are with him. It was stunning news today here at Fenway Park. It's stunning, obviously, to the patient who hears that for the first time, and he was clearly shaken up by it.
All right, well, here we go. Baseball tonight. Joe Kelly toes the rubber, and standing in is Austin Jackson on the right side as Kelly ready to work here. He's pitched well in his last 2 outings, and the first pitch of the ball game is in there for strike 1. Austin Jackson starting the night hitting at .252, 6 homers and 30 runs batted in. Trying to pick up that outside corner and could not.
And Don, you mentioned Joe Kelly pitching well his last couple of times out. Starts against Tampa Bay, going 5 innings, 5 1/3 last time out. There you see the breakdown for Kelly.
And 2 straight wins coming in as he picks up the corner this time and jumps ahead 1-2. Good numbers for him against the Mariners. 1 run and 11 1/3 over 2 career outings against the Mariners. And a good start tonight as he strikes out Austin Jackson.
Well, that's the key, obviously, for any pitcher. Be able to get ahead in the count and go off the plate. And that's exactly what Kelly does here with the breaking ball. Gets ahead of Austin Jackson, throws him a breaking ball that's well off the outside corner, and Jackson chases it for the strikeout.
So 1 down here in the first inning. Brings up Kyle Seager, third baseman for the M's. Mariners have underachieved this year. They are similar, really, if you look at the Red Sox and the Mariners as to kind of what was expected. The Mariners were supposed to be much better than they have worked out to be for Lloyd McClendon as they come in at 54-61, 8 games back of the Astros right now for the Mariners. They are 6.5 back in the wild card chase with a bunch of teams in between them and 2 spots from the American League.
Yeah, their offense has really struggled all season long, which is kind of surprising, with the exception, of course, of Nelson Cruz, who is having just an outstanding season.
Seager in his career 2 for 4 against Joe Kelly as he takes the strike and falls behind 1-2. A big series tonight going on between the Yankees and the Blue Jays in Toronto. They're expecting sellouts in Toronto in that series as they meet again. The Blue Jays able to sweep the Yankees last time and take over the top spot in the American League East. Yankees half game back in the Jays to start that series. This is driven out to deep right field towards the bullpen. Castillo on the run, and that ball is gone. Beyond the bullpen into the first row of the bleachers. And Kyle Seager has hit his 17th home run of the year and put the Mariners on top 1-0.
Now, they wanted to elevate the fastball that time, but it didn't get high enough for Joe Kelly. And that time, Seager is able to get on top of it and drive it out of the ballpark. They want to go up and in. Watch the location of the pitch, though. It stays pretty much down from where they wanted it, and he's able to hook that ball out of Fenway Park. That ball toward the outside part of the plate, rolls the wrist over and takes it out of the ballpark for the home run.
That was the 13th home run allowed by Joe Kelly on the season, and it puts the Mariners on top 1-0. There is Nelson Cruz. Another terrific season. He's been racking them up. Now he does it as a member of the Mariners. 324 coming in, 34 home runs and 70 runs batted in.
And he's only on a 21-game hitting streak.
Cruz is third in average. Prince Fielder leading the league, 327 with Texas. Tonight's key matchup brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. His career against Boston, 345 with 16 home runs in 64 games. Down on the count 0-2. And he just missed off that outside edge. Now Cruz third in average. He is first in home runs with 34. One more than Mike Trout right now. And tied for 7th in the league in RBIs with 70. Also tied with Mike Trout at the moment. Fouled off to the right out of play.
Red Sox outfield kind of shading Cruz toward the opposite field. Mookie Betts in center field moved over toward right. You can see where Castillo's playing near the 380 sign, and certainly pulled over is Jackie Bradley Jr.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Kelly coming in at 4-6 into tonight's outing. With Robinson, Cano waiting on deck. And he yanked that down into the dirt.
Tried to change up that time, but lack of control for Joe Kelly on that pitch. The changeup's going to bounce well out in front of home plate, and certainly to its right.
Payoff pitch. And Cruz carves it foul off to the right out of play. Are you a parent involved with your kids' sports team? Visit redsox.com/youth sports to learn more about our exciting packages for Youth Sports Week. And the Red Sox beginning a lengthy homestand tonight against the Seattle Mariners. And now Cruz will see a 9th pitch in this at bat. 97 on the fastball from Joe Kelly.
That Cruz in his career 5 for 11 against Kelly. That's quite a number right there. 74 home runs in the last couple of seasons for Cruz.
On the ground, foul. We'll do it again. We'll see a 10th pitch now. Yeah, the longest active hitting streak right now, 21 games. It's a career high as well. It's been above 300 since April the 17th. And he will finally take the walk as Kelly loses him with 1 out here in the first inning.
I can see the intimidation that Cruz puts in a pitcher. I mean, the fact that, a 3-2 changeup here in the first inning and Kelly missing with it, and a good at bat by Cruz, a lot of pitches, and draws the walk.
We'll keep it score here tonight. Game 1 of the series, and It is Cruz at first base now for Robinson Cano. Not the Cano year you're used to, as he comes in hitting at .268. He's picking it up, though, in the last 35 games since July the 1st. He's hit at .329. Gives you an idea of the start, or lack thereof, that Cano really had in the first half of the season. Throw to first, and crossing over to get back is Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, he'll run every now and then. 5 steals on the season. They make that 3 steals. I'm sorry, caught twice. Just a check by Joe Kelly.
Down and in at 94, and it's Kelly falling behind here. .345 in the last 22 games for Cano. Picking it up power-wise as well. 6 homers and 21 runs batted in. Takes the 1-0, down and in. 2-0.
That's about 3 different changeups now Kelly has thrown here in the first inning, having a difficult time getting the plate with it.
Strike picks up the corner. Cano did not agree. It's 2-1.
It's like Cano taking all the way too on that 2-0 count. Fastball from Joe Kelly. Looked like it picked up the inside corner. Let's take a look. Yep.
In the air to center field, struck well. Mookie Betts headed back towards the track. Makes the catch. A little stumble there at the end, but able to make the grab out there in center field on a well hit ball by Cano. It's out number 2 of the inning.
Yeah, that ball hit very well by Robinson Cano, but a very good jump out there by Mookie Betts in center field. Never took his eye off the baseball, watches it right into the glove. You see the little stumble as he backs up, but is able to keep control of the baseball.
So 2 down, Cruz at first base, and it brings up Seth Smith. .253 average with 9 homers and 29 runs batted in. In the dirt that time and blocked by Hannigan.
Nice job there by Hannigan, blocking that ball and leaving Cruz out of scoring position at first base. It's like the changeup again that time. That was a little bit low again.
Shaw holding on Cruz at first base. Not a very big lead. They move Mookie Betts over towards right center field. As that picks up the corner. On a strike now to Seth Smith. Seth Smith, you may remember, was the final out of the 2007 World Series. Remember then of the Colorado Rockies. Red Sox, of course, sweeping the Rockies in that series. Colorado had to win 21 of 22 games to even get into the postseason that year, at the end of the year. And an amazing run until they ran into the 07 Red Sox. Now, since the All-Star break, Seattle has led the majors with 96 extra base hits, including an MLB best 57 doubles. Seen some pretty good swings here in the first inning. Two and two.
Good slide at that time from Kelly, keeping the ball down and probably off the plate. You see the rotation on the breaking ball, and you see how low it is when Hannigan gets to it.
Kind of surrounded the plate but misses away, and it is now a full count. Joe Kelly having to throw a lot of first inning pitches here. A lengthy at bat by Nelson Cruz. Home run in the inning by Kyle Seager. Pitch 28. And that'll miss down and in. So 2 walks in the inning now allowed by Joe Kelly here in the first. Well, tonight's suits are designed by Joseph Abood, custom made in the USA. Fine Italian fabrics available at Men's Warehouse. 2 on, 2 down, a run in, and Jesus Montero the batter. First baseman hitting at .289 with 2 homers and 9 runs batted in.
A lot of off-speed pitches by Joe Kelly here in the first inning. A lot of sliders, a lot of changeups. And now a conversation with Hannigan. That's keeping score the proper way, right?
Yes.
A little bit different than my scorecard.
Cruz at second base, Smith at first with 2 down, both walking to get on. Now bounce in. Nice block again by Hannigan, who's had to a few times this inning, and now Carl Willis heading out there with Kelly falling behind 2-0.
Talk about scorecards. Mine is not exactly the way you're supposed to keep score. I have my own system, Don, and you have yours, which is the proper way. You have a proper system.
I don't know if mine's proper really or not. I'm not really sure about that.
I do what I can understand. I don't follow the guys around the bases and all that stuff.
So you don't have guys scoring completely?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just guess on that.
I think his is the way, actually. That is the way you're taught. His is proper. Ours is kind of, our own system. You understand what everything is.
Whatever works for you.
Exactly. As long as you know what's going on. And recall, that's the other thing. You can go back to it and figure out what was going on. 2 on, 2 down. A home run by Seager in the inning. And a 2-0 to Montero. Chopped right side toward short. Shaw at first base. He'll take it himself to the bag to end the inning. A lengthy one as it turns out, but only 1 run for Seattle on top 1-0. 31 pitches in the first inning for Joe Kelly, but only the 1 run as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Mariners starting pitcher presented by New England Nissan dealers. Mike Montgomery makes his 14th appearance of the year, 4-4 with a 3.25 earned run average, 60 strikeouts at 31 walks, and opponents hitting at .228 against a left-hander. No decision last time out against Texas. 4 innings, giving up 3 runs. He walked as many as he struck out. And Mookie Betts leading it off here for Boston. And Mookie returning off the concussion list. 266, 10 homers, and 50 runs batted in. Of course, when he last saw Fenway Park, he was tumbling into the Red Sox bullpen, and that's where the concussion occurred. Kind of gets jammed and grounds it softly down the third baseline. Seager barehanded, not able to get Betts, who beats it out. Close play and a nice bid by Seager.
Yeah, that's an excellent play by the third baseman. Mookie got jammed on that and just kind of rolled it down the third base line. A nice barehanded play here by Seager, but it's not going to be in time to get the very fast Mookie Betts down the first baseline. Close play, but Betts does beat it. We think.
So far, no challenge. Looking into the dugout, waiting to hear Brian O'Nora, the third base umpire, and they do want to check it out. So a challenge here by the Mariners. O'Nora calling over Ryan Blakeney, the first base umpire. He made the call.
Let's take another look on replay and see if we can pick anything up. There's the stretch. Ooh, this may be reversed. Looks like it was in the glove before Mookie hit first base.
Very close.
Yeah, very, very close. How'd you do on the road trip, Don? And
we didn't have too many.
Didn't have too many?
I'm trying to think of any that. No, I think we only had a couple in there. I don't think it was anything too tough.
This is a tough one.
Ball's in the glove. Is the foot down, though, is the question.
Yeah, that's the big question at hand.
Ball's in the glove now, and the foot is not down.
Yeah, you see when he hits the bag. So I think he's got a pretty good chance of being reversed.
That might have been the most telling shot we saw that last one.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But you never know.
Especially when we're talking about it, you never know.
Ball in the glove. Foot down. No. Everybody watching on the big screen here at Fenway Park. Umpires taking a long look at this one. That's certainly hoping that he legged out an infield hit. Umpires are ready. And Betts is now out. They won the challenge. So it is 5-3 and a very good play by Seager.
Yeah.
Good challenge here, as it turns out, by Lloyd McClendon.
As we had a chance to look at it a number of times, it looks like they have made the correct call here by calling Mookie out, because it did appear the ball was in that glove just before that foot really hit the first base bag.
So 1 down, and it brings up Brock Holt. A minute 49 review. As Holt will take a look at strike one. 276, 2 homers, and 29 runs batted in for Brock. He was 6 for 30 on the road trip for the Red Sox. 4 for 10 this year against Seattle. Red Sox, of course, going out to Seattle already this season. Mariners' only visit of the year here to Fenway Park. On the ground, right side, Cano plays the high hop chest high and throws out Brock Holt. 2 down here in the inning. Let's check out the Red Sox lineup. It's brought to you by Eastern Hyundai Dealers. Mookie Betts leading it off in center field with Brock Holt at second base. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop with David Ortiz, the DH. Rusney Castillo in right field. Pablo Sandoval at third base bats sixth. Travis Shaw at first base with Ryan Hannigan doing the catching eighth. And Jackie Bradley Jr. left field bats ninth. So with 2 down, here is Xander. 314, 3 homers, 54 runs batted in. Four for 9 in the series against the Marlins. .375. A 5-game hitting streak coming in. Leads the majors against left-handed pitching, coming in at .396 against lefties. And Red Sox seen their fair share of lefties lately. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes strike one on the 3-0. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Line foul the other way, full count. Since July the 2nd, he's hit at .561 against left-handed pitching. Good night for a hot dog here at the ballpark. Foul outside of third.
All the condiments to go with the hot dog. A lot of condiments right there. Yeah,
too many
all over the place.
Can't even hold that many.
And change. So you get change when you come to the ballpark, too. They make change.
That one bounces in for ball 4 and a 2-out base on balls for Xander Bogaerts.
The Mariners defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they're very good. Third in the league, 59 errors on the season. Kyle Seager will be at third base. Brad Miller, the shortstop. Robinson Cano at second. And Jesus Montero, the first baseman. Left to right, Logan Morrison, Austin Jackson, and Seth Smith. And Jesus Sucre doing the catching. I don't think I've ever done a lineup before, Don, that's had 2 Jesuses in it in the same lineup.
Yeah, you got Montero and Sucre.
Yeah. A little different.
Now here is David Ortiz at .255 with 25 home runs, 68 runs batted in. 491 career home runs right now. One pitch that time is in there for strike 2. David thought it was up.
Questioning Al Porter behind the plate whether that pitch was up or not, but it looked like it had the strike zone. We'll take another look on replay. A high strike, certainly.
Good size lead at first for Bogaerts as Ortiz takes the pitch away. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Ortiz in August hitting at .351, 2 doubles, 5 home runs, 10 RBIs. And he was 4 for 7 with 2 home runs in the series against Miami.
I saw that 1 home run was an absolute blast.
And this is lined into right center field. Going to get down and roll back to the track on the wall. Xander Bogaerts going to try and score from first base. Here comes the throw plateward, and Xander will be safe. And the game is tied 1-1.
Well, Ortiz continues on that torrid pace he's on. He's 11 for his last 20. They wanted to go inside with the fastball. He leaves it out over the plate, and Ortiz with a bullet. An absolute bullet into right center field. That's defeating the shift right there. And Bogaerts off on contact with the 2 outs in the inning. Really has no problem scoring at all. Waved around by Brian Butterfield, and Bogaerts comes around to tie the ball game up.
So Ortiz at second base, 2 down, and Rusney Castillo takes strike 1. in the dirt, and Sucre able to block that. .268, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in for Rusney Castillo. Driven out towards deep right center field, back towards the bullpen, and that ball is gone. Rusney Castillo, third home run of the year, puts the Red Sox on top 3-1. All of this coming with 2 outs in the inning.
It all started by a bad thing, too. A walk to Bogarts, the double by Ortiz, now the blast to the opposite field by Rusney Castillo. He shows some opposite field pop right here. That ball in the outside part of the plate, outside corner. Castillo going with it, not trying to pull it, and puts it in the Red Sox bullpen. That ball just sounded good off contact.
Now Pablo Sandoval on the ground to the backhanded short for Miller. His throw is high, and that'll go above the Red Sox dugout into the seats. They'll give second base to Sandoval.
Miller never looked right setting up to throw that, did he? It looked like his feet were very close together when he made that throw. Momentum going a little bit toward third base, and you can see the throw's going to take off on him up over the head of Montero at first base. So Sandoval awarded second base on the overthrow. We'll see how they score that.
Well, for every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Now 2 down in the inning. Pablo Sandoval at second base. Rick White waits, the pitching coach out there, was out there, now headed back to the dugout. So here is Travis Shaw, 7th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the first inning, with Sandoval at second base. And a pitch in tight for ball 1. 289, 2 homers and 4 runs batted in for Shaw. And the breaking ball grabs the corner.
That kind of fooled Travis Shaw a little bit. It's the first one that he has seen. It started out after Shaw and broke over the inside corner.
5th major league stint, all coming this season for Travis Shaw. And he fouls that one off. The catcher, Sucre.
2 pitches ago, you look at the breaking ball and you'll see it start off right at Travis Shaw and then breaks. He gives a little bit and then picks up the inside corner.
Ryan Hannigan waiting on deck. Shaw, the 7th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the first inning. Mariners get a first inning run. Red Sox with 3 so far here in the bottom of the first inning. And a 1-2 foul. Mike Montgomery coming in with an even record of 4-4, a 3.25 earned run average. Giving up 3 here in the first. Down the right field line, and that'll make its way foul.
Travis Shaw took an outside pitch that time, an outside changeup, it looked like, and just got out and hooked that ball, but hooked it foul. Yeah, it is a changeup, and you can see the location away, but he's able to somehow get across that plate and hook it into foul territory.
It's not easy to do.
No.
On the ground to third base, Seager will go to first base, and that will end the inning. But the Red Sox get 3 runs in the inning, including 2-run shot by Rusney Castillo. Sasha Iwakuma Wednesday. Felix Hernandez, a perfect game August 15th of 2012. And Kevin Millwood, June 8th, 2012, in the combined no-hitter with the bullpen. Twisted Tea is the hard iced tea. Tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. A 3-1 start to this game. Red Sox on top. There's the bottom third of the Mariners order. Logan Morrison, Brad Miller, and Jesus Sucre to bat in the inning. Edgar Martinez looking on.
Pretty good right-handed hitter, wasn't he?
Could be a Hall of Famer. Inside, and it is 3-0. Well, the Mariners hitting coach, as good as anybody to be the hitting coach. Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Morrison followed by Miller and Sucre here in the second inning. Well, Joe Kelly picks up that outside corner in a generous call. Full count. Walked 2 in the first and nearly walked his third to begin things here in the second.
Yeah, Logan Morrison asking about this last call as it appeared to be outside. Kelly gets a strike on the 3-1 count to run it full.
And to throw 31 first inning pitches. I mentioned the Iwakuma no-hitter, 5th no-hitter, 4th individual. Mariners in their history. 3-0 win against Baltimore. Second Japanese-born pitcher with a no-hitter in Major League Baseball. Of course, joining Hideo Nomo. Nomo with 2 no-hitters. 1996 at Colorado, and of course, as a member of the Red Sox in Baltimore. Fly ball foul down the left field line, out of play. 2001 for Hideo Nomo at Camden Yards in Baltimore.
Left in the air to left. O'Leary coming on. And Hideo Nomo is no-hit the Baltimore Orioles. The Red Sox win their first of 2001.
Well, that's a game you'll never forget.
No, there's no doubt about that.
For a lot of reasons.
Yeah. It was my first here on Nesson. 3-2 pitch to Morrison is popped up foul off to the left, out of play. Quite honestly, my first game there, I could have used just a regular 3-2, 2-1. Not much happens. It would have been much better. As it turned out, it was very exciting.
Well, a little bit exciting, yeah.
No, first of 3 that I had the chance to call here for the Red Sox. Of course, Clay Buchholz, John Lester. As the Red Sox have certainly had their fair share over the years. You can add Derek Lowe in there as well. Payoff pitch. And a fly ball down the left field line. That'll make its way foul. And Clay Buchholz looking on the 60-day DL right now. Popped up, foul again. Sandoval going to go as far as he can over by the stands, and Pablo able to make the catch right at the stands. Short fencing over there, and he makes the grab for the first out of the inning.
Now that's the area in the ballpark you run out of foul territory very quickly because of the stands. And Sandoval going right to the wall and reaching over to make the catch. Bracing himself a little bit as the top almost comes off the wall. Nice play by Sandoval. Joe Kelly likes it.
One down here in the second inning, and it brings up Brad Miller. 251 with 9 homers and 36 runs batted in for Miller. Shortstop who has committed an error defensively tonight on a throwing error. So he takes the strike. Two balls and a strike now to Miller with Jesus Sucre on deck. A lot of pitches early here for Joe Kelly. Still not going very deep into games, even with the victories the last 2 times out. 5 innings the time before, 5 1/3 last time out. Throwing 94 pitches in 5 innings in that game against Tampa Bay, and then last time out 96 pitches in 5 1/3 at Detroit. 2-2 pitch. And that is in there for strike 3. Second strikeout for Joe Kelly's out number 2 of the inning.
That's the best changeup that Joe has thrown so far in this ball game tonight. 2-strike changeup right here, and just completely fooling Miller on that. They wanted that ball away. You can see where Hannigan set up. It stays inside, but still the off-speed pitch fools Miller as he's turning away from it, and strike 3 called.
2 down for Jesus Sucre. Was that in there for strike 1 at 97 miles an hour. Mariners have won 8 of their last 12 games. So playing better baseball right now, later in the year. Foul back, 2-2. Well, this summer, pump up the fun with Irving Oil. You could win a Ford Escape, a Can-Am Spyder, $5,000 in cash, or other great instant prizes. Visit a participating Irving Oil, irvingfun.com for details. 20th pitch of the inning coming here for Joe Kelly. And it's just away.
Kelly taking about one step toward the dugout, thinking he had the outside corner, but a little bit outside.
Fly ball center field. Betts makes his way back, waits, and will put it away. A 1-2-3 inning for Kelly as we played an inning and a half. 3-1 Boston. The interim manager, Torey Lovullo, tonight. And again, if you're just joining us today before the ball game, it was announced by John Farrell that he has lymphoma. Stage 1 lymphoma is what he has been diagnosed with. Treatment will begin in the coming days. Early next week it'll start, as Torey Lovullo will serve as Red Sox interim manager. On to the bottom of the second inning with the Red Sox on top 3-1, and Ryan Hanigan takes a strike over the outside corner. 246 with a home run. 9 runs batted in for Hanigan.
Something you don't see called very often, a high changeup. That was about letter high, that changeup, but called a strike. Obviously not where Montgomery wanted that pitch.
Strikes out Hanigan. First strikeout for Montgomery. Well, in support of next week's WEI Nessa Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, the Boston Bruins are auctioning off a trip to an away game. The winning bidder and guest will fly with the team, enjoy a one-night hotel accommodation, dinner, and 2 tickets to a game. To bid, please call 877-738-1234. Bidding closes at the end of the 7th inning. Just visiting with Andy Brickley in the booth here moments ago between innings. Great to see Brick here at the yard. This one fouled off to left. Won't be long for Bruins to be headed to training camp.
Be quite an experience here, traveling with the team to a game.
On the ground right side, and a base hit into right field for Jackie Bradley Jr.
Now that is now a 4-game hitting streak for Jackie Bradley Jr. Gets a fastball and tops it between first and second for the base hit. Had a pretty good road trip, didn't he, Don?
Yes, he did. And showing signs of life offensively during the road trip. Always great defensively. Made some great catches, but
I saw the defensive plays and some of the offense, and pretty impressive trip for Jackie Bradley. Continues here with a base hit in his first at bat.
One down, runner at first base. And that's strike one to Mookie Betts. Grounded out 5-3. A play that he looked like at first he may have beat out. But the Mariners challenged. Lloyd McClendon did, and call was overturned. He was called out 5-3. And a good play by Kyle Seager, third baseman for the M's. Rocco waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the home half of the second inning. Laced foul into the seats. Well, Monday is Kids Lunchbox Giveaway Night at Fenway Park, presented by Kuman. All kids in attendance will receive a free lunchbox. Visit redsox.com/promos for more information and to purchase your tickets now. One down, one on, and Mookie Betts down on the count, 0-2. On the ground left side, Seager to his left is second for one, on to first. Not going to be in time. Too much speed. Betts able to beat that out. They do get Bradley at second base.
Yeah, in order to double up Mookie Betts, it's got to be a ball that's hit very hard at one of the infielders. That was not the case that time. They rushed as much as they could, the Mariners infield, but not able to double up Betts. There's the two bounces, and from that point on, you knew it was going to be very difficult for Cano to turn that over and get Mookie Betts at first base. Head down, running hot all the way.
So two down, Betts at first base with a big lead per usual, and they check on him right away. Low throw that pulls Montero off the bag that time.
Betts right now having no problem getting back on the move for Montgomery, getting back without having to dive back in the first base.
Malta will take the strike. He grounded out to second baseman Robinson Cano in the first inning. Brian Butterfield letting Betts know 2 outs in the inning as he gains his lead at first base. And now the catcher Sucre headed out, going back and forth with Montgomery.
It's amazing how many times players, and we've all done it, all over the ballpark, they're telling you 2 out, 1 out. You still forget. You know, it's amazing.
And everybody's telling you.
Everybody, the third base coach is always telling you, the first base coach is always telling you, and sometimes you just go blank and you forget how many outs there are.
Now, right now, Ace Ticket has super savings on all Red Sox tickets. Tickets start at just $9, and New York Yankees tickets start at just $33. Supplies are limited. Visit aceticket.com right now for super savings. 2 down, Mookie Betts at first base, and again, they'll throw over.
Mookie that time trying to get a walking lead at first base and still had no problem getting back.
In the dirt and taken off is Betts. Throw to second base. He will be safe. Able to get in on the ball in the dirt.
A good read by Betts. He sees the ball is going to bounce. He takes off immediately from first base and has no problem getting into scoring position. Breaking ball down in the dirt. It comes off the chest protector of Sucre. Even though it bounces out toward the pitcher's mound, Betts still able to beat it at second base. He's going back to first, reads the ball in the dirt, and off he goes.
Now Holt, looks like he went around. They check he did, says Honora. Rocco, per usual, starting all over the place. Lately, it's second base in the absence of Dustin Pedroia. On the ground at third base, Seager will go to first for the out that ends the inning. Red Sox leave Betts in scoring position, but have a 3-1 lead through 2. Farrell strong as the Red Sox have a 3-1 lead over the Seattle Mariners. And leading it off, top of the Mariners order, Austin Jackson drives one out towards deep left center field. Back goes Bradley Jr. at the wall, and that is off the wall. Bradley had a little trouble with it, so Betts picks it up, fires it back in, but a wall ball double to begin things here in the third inning for Austin Jackson.
Now, Austin Jackson struck out back in the first inning on a breaking ball, a first pitch breaking ball, this time slider again, but this time down and out over the plate. And Austin Jackson's able to find that left field wall. Jackie Bradley getting caught in close. It has to be backed up there by Mookie Betts as the ball gets by Bradley, but it was going to be a two-base hit anyway.
Now Kyle Seager standing in, batting out of the 2 spot. Homered in the first inning. Home run out to right center field, which at the time put Seattle on top 1-0. Now Rusney Castillo has primarily played right field, but working in left field today, getting some work off the wall. Taking some fly balls in different parts of the monster out there and working with Arnie Baylor.
It's funny, we see Red Sox players doing that, obviously. We see all the visiting left fielders that come into town do that prior to the game and batting practice.
Seager sprays it foul off to the left, 0-2. This also took place today. A little breakage of a light right there as Jackie Bradley Jr. was going back. Strike 2 had to be fixed.
Look at that. That quick as that. They're right on top of that, aren't they, Dan?
Yeah, that was very quick.
Wow.
You want to go without strike 2.
Very important pitch.
The home run for Seager in the first inning is 17th home run of the year. Thirteenth home run that Joe Kelly has surrendered on the season. High 2-2. Fly ball this time to Betts in center field, getting himself ready as he makes the catch just in case Austin Jackson entertained any thoughts of tagging up. So he gets it back into the infield quickly as Seager flies out to center field for the first out. Well, earlier today, DraftKings CEO Jason Robbins lived out his childhood dream to throw out the first pitch before this evening's game. Boston-based DraftKings is the exclusive partner of the Red Sox. Visit DraftKings.com to play today.
Well, that's really taken off, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
When I was first reading the the promos early in the year, I had no idea what it was, and all of a sudden I found out, and it's become very big.
Very, very big. $300 million is handed out.
Yeah, $300 million.
34 alone in the Boston area since the site was launched. One out, runner at second, and Nelson Cruz was backing out, taken all the way apparently, and that is ball 1.
I think it's going to be a 0-0. I think the umpire eventually did call timeout on that.
Foul backhand, it's 0-1. So apparently did get timeout.
Yeah, I think he did. I don't think it was by a sign. I think he yelled out time. There's the hand up. Very late. I think he yelled it out first, then put the hand up. Al Porter.
Nelson Cruz walking in the first inning. One of 2 walks allowed in the first inning by Joe Kelly. Popped up foul off to the right out of play, and it's 1-2. Our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. Call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. One out. Austin Jackson at second base. Red Sox enjoying a 3-1 lead. Well, the Mariners threatening here in the third inning. Jackson doubled to begin the inning. Seager flying out to center field. Now a 1-2 to Cruz. 2-2. Robinson Cano waiting on deck. The center fielder, Mookie Betts, well over into right center field. And trying to hold up was Cruz, could not, and he goes around. He was checking to see if that was a strike or not. As it is strike 3, and it is the third strikeout for Joe Kelly. 2 down.
Yeah, by design, too. You can see Hannigan up in that crouch. They wanted to elevate that pitch. They did at 97 miles an hour. And kind of a half-hearted swing that time by Nelson Cruz. Knew the ball was high and really didn't want to swing at it, but couldn't stop.
So 2 down. Austin Jackson at second base, and Robinson Cano lined out to center field in the first inning. He'll take strike 1. Second year now in Seattle for Cano. Last year hit at .314 in his first year with the M's. 14 homers, 82 runs batted in. Fly ball, well struck out towards deep center field. Betts going back onto the warning track and makes the catch against the wall. Shows the baseball in his glove to the umpire. Mookie Betts still throwing his body around out there. Great catch against the wall for Betts. Three to 1, Red Sox have the lead over the Mariners as we head to the bottom of the third inning. And Xander Bogaerts leading it off here. And sending one to right field. Seth Smith on the run will get there on the running catch. It takes him onto the dirt of the track. Let's take a look at the Toyota play of the game, and it was last inning, the final out, and Mookie Betts, who just came off the concussion list, going into the bullpen at Fenway, now was up against the wall at Fenway. Timed it perfectly.
I tell you, Don, that's great courage by Mookie Betts. When you come off a concussion the way he did after going over the bullpen, then you're heading toward that left field wall, and you know you're going to bang it hard. Still no hesitation by Betts as he makes a great play.
Now big shift on here for David Ortiz. Robinson Cano in short right field. They bring Seager, the third baseman, to the right side of the infield. And Ortiz takes it the other way, but foul.
This is what happened to Mookie last time the Red Sox were home here at Fenway Park, going over the wall, and the concussion obviously following that as he tumbles over the wall and lands on his neck, it looked like.
And of all the things I thought he injured, I did not think he got his head.
I agree. I mean, it looked like his neck took a terrible beating on that, and his upper back.
We also got word before the game today that Stephen Wright has a concussion, was hit during batting practice. A line drive got him in kind of the back of the neck, lower head, and he is on the 7-day DL.
It's kind of a freak accident, isn't it?
Yes. And you know, with all the balls flying all over the place during BP, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
That's true. It's a very good point. A lot of pitchers do their running, obviously, during batting practice, and you're concentrating on that and not the balls hitting the cage.
Laced foul. Now into this shift, no, through it as Cano was out there in short right, can't get to it. And Big Poppy's 2 for 2.
Yeah, he's in one of those streaks right now where that baseball has to look awfully big to him coming to home plate, because he's on everything. He's swinging the bat very well. Good solid contact. He stays on this rolling breaking ball right here that's going to be down below the knees and puts a very good swing on it. So he's locked in right now. Twice defeating the shift tonight.
1 out, 1 on, and Rusney Castillo, the batter, swing and a miss. Castillo hit a 2-run home run in the first inning. Third home run of the year for Castillo. He's hit it to 370 against lefties this year. Now he lines this into left field, a base hit. Up to second base goes Big Poppy. And back-to-back hits now for the Red Sox here in the third inning.
Good job staying back by Castillo. You know, he hits a home run last time up to the opposite field on a fastball. Now he gets a changeup. He does a real nice job staying back on it and lines it into left field for the base hit. So a couple of very, very good at-bats by Ortiz and Castillo here in the third inning.
Two on, 1 away, and Pablo Sandoval coming up. No, Sandoval reaching on an infield hit last time up, then the throwing error got him to second base from the shortstop, Brad Miller. Outside 2-0. Some pretty good swings here on Mike Montgomery so far tonight for Boston.
Guy you got to be really patient with. He's certainly not overpowering by any means. Stay back, think up the middle.
This is up the middle and into left center field. Big Poppy, David Ortiz coming around from second base. Rusney Castillo will be waved around. Throw plateward will be late. 2 more for Boston. Red Sox take a 5-1 lead. Pablo Sandoval driving in a pair in his second hit of the night.
Now we talked about being patient and thinking up the middle. That's exactly what Sandoval did right there as he finds that gap in left center field. A little bit of a cut fastball that time, and going with it is Sandoval. Not trying to pull it. 2 runs come across. The Red Sox offensively very impressive here in the first 3 innings. There's Rusney right in the back of David Ortiz. And Sandoval likes what he just did.
Now Travis Shaw grounded out to third base. Drives this to deep right field. Seth Smith going back at the wall. That ball is gone into the bullpen. A 2-run home run for Travis Shaw, his third of the season. And the Red Sox now take a 7-1 lead. Well, Shaw certainly has enjoyed hitting in this ballpark.
I remember last time he hooked a changeup and he hooked it foul. This time he hooks a pitch out of the ballpark. Once again, it's going to be a little bit away on the outside part of the plate, and still hooking it out of the park is Travis Shaw. That's a fastball. Looked like Smith thought he had a chance at it, but no. Ends up in the glove, or the hat, I should say, of Robbie Ross, I believe.
Robbie Ross has had an eventful night out there in the bullpen tonight trying to catch home runs. He's really been into it. He caught that one with his hat. Earlier he tried to catch this one and ended up tumbling.
Oh, that wasn't pretty.
A somersault. Much to the delight of his friends in the pen.
That's a whole different breed out there, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, they got their own little fraternity, and they were riding him pretty hard about that. But then he comes back and he makes a very good play.
Give him credit.
Yeah.
To go from doing what he did the first time to the second time. They spent a lot of time together down there in the pen. Ryan Hannigan struck out his last time up. Will bounce in for ball 2. Action for the first time tonight for the Mariners. As David Rollins, a left-hander, up. Montgomery struggling here to the tune of 7 runs so far. Gave up 3 in the first, 4 so far here in the third. Now Hannigan with a base hit the other way. That is 5 straight hits now for Boston.
Now, this has been a very good approach by Red Sox hitters against Montgomery. We look at the pitching line, brought to you by Lexus. 2 1/3, 9 hits, 7 runs, a walk and a strikeout, 63 total pitches.
Rick Waite's a pitching coach, already been out there once this inning. There is Jackie Bradley Jr. And a ground ball base hit into center field, and right now Montgomery is fooling nobody. With McClendon now coming out, and that'll do it for Montgomery, who has given up 6 straight hits here in the third inning. Pitching change from Fenway with the Red Sox on top now 7-1. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox have 7 runs and 10 hits in this game, on top 7-1, and they chase Mike Montgomery from the game. His call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. As David Rollins into the game here in the 3rd inning, his 11th appearance without a record, 7.82 earned run average, 10 strikeouts to 6 walks, and opponents hitting at .352 against Rollins. So Mookie Betts now the 8th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the 3rd inning. And a foul off to the right, out of play.
Going to turn it up a notch for Rollins. That fastball at 94, where Montgomery, the starter, was 89 to 91 with his fastball.
He was taken from Houston in the Rule 5 draft. Popped up right side of the infield. Infield fly rule in effect as Cano makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Tune in Tuesday and Wednesday to Nesson for coverage of the WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, presented by Arbella Insurance Foundation. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. Two down in the 3rd inning for Brock Holt. 0 for 2 in the game. That was all against Mike Montgomery. And as Montgomery departs, he is responsible for Hannigan at 2nd and Bradley at 1st. He looks on, already charged with 7 runs in this game. And 10 hits in just 2 1/3. So far in this game, Betts and Holt have had an at bat in each inning. That's how you know things are going well.
Yeah, and you also hope that you're going well on those nights where you get a lot of at bats too.
Fly ball center field. Austin Jackson going back onto the track. He leaps and can't get it. 1 run is in. Here comes another, and Bradley Jr. Holt is going to be stopped at 3rd as they fire back towards the plate. 2 more Boston runs, and the Red Sox take a 9-1 lead. That ball exploding off the bat of Brock Holt and out of the reach of Austin Jackson in center field.
I think Austin Jackson misplayed this ball. He had quite a bit of room left to go before getting to the wall, but I think he anticipated being on top of the wall, and he jumps for it and it lands up over his head. Watch where Jackson goes now. Watch him get a pretty good jump on this. Now he goes back to the warning track. Once he feels the warning track, he feels he has to jump at that point. He's got more room. And you see the ball just going right over the top of the glove, maybe tipping off the top of the glove.
And the Red Sox have batted around. Xander Bogaerts flied out to right to begin the inning. On the ground right side, Cano will throw to first to end the inning, but what an inning it was for the Red Sox. They put together 6 runs and take a 9-1 lead. first. Eastern Bank is here to make your banking and your day easier. See how at easternbank.com. Here, your first Eastern Bank. Now it is 9-1. Red Sox exploding for 6 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Joe Kelly had to wait a while, but he doesn't mind. He's got himself an 8-run lead right now, working into the 4th inning. A lot of pitches through the first 3, 65 pitches through the first 3, and now 66 pitches deep, dealing with Seth Smith, right fielder here for the Mariners. Down on the count, 0-2. Jesus Montero, and then Logan Morrison to bat here in the 4th inning. Seth Smith has been clutch for the Mariners. 5 of 9 of his home runs have either tied the game or given the Mariners the lead. Right now, down by 8 as that one sails up and away. 2-2.
And Joe Kelly tonight really mixing in a lot of off-speed pitches, the change-up, the slider, to go along with the fastball. It's like the slider again, down and in.
And it gets him. That's strikeout number 4 for Kelly. First out here of the 4th inning, and Kelly is now retired 4 in a row. Well, in support of next week's WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, the Boston Bruins are auctioning off a trip to any away game, as the winning bidder and a guest will fly with the team, enjoy a one-night hotel accommodation, dinner, and 2 tickets to a game. To bid, just call 877-738-1234. Bidding closes at the end of the 7th inning. This is line foul.
You can pick any game you want, right?
I misread that. I blew it completely.
Oh.
They're auctioning off a trip to an away game.
Oh, okay.
Not any game. An away game. One away game.
Okay.
Yep. Any game would be really different. That would mean much more games you could choose from.
Right.
One down here in the 4th inning. Jesus Montero. He grounded out to first base in the 1st inning. 0 for 1. As Logan Morrison waits on deck. To right field incoming is Rusney Castillo. And he'll make the catch for the 2nd out here of the 4th inning. We'll take the family to Fenway one last time before summer is over with the Red Sox end of summer family pack from August 17th to August 23rd. This package includes game tickets, free parking, a free duck boat ride to and from Fenway Park, and a free hot dog and Coke. It's a great deal for the whole family. 2 down here in the 4th inning brings up Logan Morrison. Fly ball hit well to deep right field. Back goes Castillo. He'll have room as he makes the catch shy of the track to end the inning. Kelly has a 1-2-3 4th and a 9-1 lead. Eastern Bank helps make good things happen. Watch how good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/goodthingshappen. 9-1, Red Sox have the lead over the Seattle Mariners. Now look at the middle of the order tonight against the Mariners, getting it done. David Ortiz 2 for 2 with a double. Rusney Castillo, a 2-run home run, 2 for 2. And Pablo Sandoval 2 for 2 as well. As this is lined to first base and picked by Montero. Hot shot off the bat of David Ortiz.
Yeah, even the outs are hit hard now by David Ortiz. A line shot at Montero. Just a step to his right and backhands the ball for the out, playing close to the line. A one-step crossover and the take the base hit away from David Ortiz by Montero.
One down here in the fourth inning brings up Rusney Castillo. 2 for 2 in the ball game. Homered in the first, singled in the third. Picks up the corner, and it's 0-2. Rusney didn't think so. David Rollins coming into the game in the third inning. I think the final out of the final 2 outs of the third inning.
Rusney taking it to the opposite field back in the first inning. The fastball away, and he goes away with it. As Robbie Ross takes a tumble.
I hadn't seen it from that angle.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Disappeared on the ground foul outside of third. And Rusney is in some pain. Down he goes. He's already got the shin guard on.
Looks like it gets the shin guard again. And down he goes. Well, maybe not. Maybe it missed the shin guard. It got him right off the top of the foot. I think the cut fastball has brought a lot of that into baseball. Guys swing it on top of it, fouling it right down off there, anywhere from their shin to their toes. Steele back up and trying to walk it off right now.
While we have a moment, let's check out tonight's Dunkin' Donuts poll question. Will David Ortiz reach 500 career home runs this season? Text 1 for yes, text 2 for no. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions as well as privacy policy.
9 to go.
Think he can do it?
I think he can do it too. He's in a pretty good streak right now. I'd like to see him get a couple right now the way he's swinging it back.
In the zone. So Rusney Castillo staying in the game. Homered in the first inning, singled in the third, and warm-up tosses for David Rollins while they checked on Rusney Castillo, who is down on the count 0-2.
I think if you're a pitcher, you probably throw the same pitch down and back, down and in, right?
I guess so. Seems kind of mean, but I guess.
And decides to go for a change-up away instead.
Well, bounce in, full count. Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck. He's had a 2-hit ball game already tonight. Joining Ortiz and Castillo in that category. Payoff pitch. Yeah, Castillo ends up striking out. Send it down to Gary.
About if David Ortiz would reach that 500. You aren't the only ones. Robinson Cano, in fact, second baseman for the Mariners, says he has his fingers crossed that David Ortiz not only gets to 500 this season, but gets it before the Red Sox take off on that season-ending road trip. He wants to see it happen right here at Fenway Park. He calls David Ortiz his big brother, and I thought it was interesting. He said, yes, of course, getting to 500 would be great for David Ortiz and even great for baseball, but more importantly, he says, it would be great for the Dominican Republic. Just yet another reminder just how much pride these guys take from being from the Dominican Republic. We hear David Ortiz and even Pedro Martinez talk about it all the time, that anytime a Dominican player reaches a milestone in the MLB, they party down in the Dominican like it's New Year's Eve. I'd imagine once David gets to 500, nothing will be different. They'll party down there for sure.
There'll be a party going on in the Dominican, no doubt about that.
Yeah, they party down. Gary Streisky parties every night like it's the last night around. I mean, every night.
Just only the days that end in Y, Jerry.
They'll skip in for ball 2.
If I ever get younger again, I want to be like Streisky.
You want to be Gary Streisky?
Yeah, if I get younger again.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Uh-oh, say that again. My IFB cut out, Jerry.
I said if I ever get younger again, I want to be just like you.
No. Shoot way higher. Way higher.
Well, I know this for sure. If I ever get to be younger again, I want his hair.
Yeah.
I was watching some of the coverage last night from the Patriots game on NST, and I had a chance to see that Moss last night.
Guys, I got a question, though.
Yeah.
I got feelings too, right? And everyone's like, oh, Gary, you have great hair. And what if I just decide to, get a haircut? What am I going to be left with? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't do it.
Just let it grow.
Just let it go. Second base on a hop, and Sandoval is retired. Gary's hair is not. 9-1, Red Sox have the lead. Which they live and work. Tonight, we welcome the under-12 Rochester Slammers from Rochester, New Hampshire. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community. On to the 5th inning, 9-1. Red Sox have the lead, and Brad Miller leading it off. Changes for the Red Sox. As Alejandro Diaz into the game now. He takes over in left field. And going from left to right is Jackie Bradley Jr. as Rusney Castillo comes out of the game after Fowler tipping that ball off the top of his foot, and you could tell that he had some trouble after that. Even after he struck out, walking back to the dugout, he kind of hobbled.
I completely missed that shin pad and got him right off the top of the foot. I'm sure they'll be taking x-rays of that situation.
1-1 to Miller, misses inside. Struck out looking in the second inning. 4 strikeouts in the game tonight for Joe Kelly. Koji Ihara with a cast on, lost for the season after fracturing that wrist. Surprised initially that the initial x-rays did not show that, Jerry, that night, because I'll tell you what, it got him flush. And you could tell that thing was blowing up quickly as this is to short. Bogarts fires to first for the out. Brad Miller retired. Well, fans, it's the final weekend. Upload your video of your backyard ballpark for a chance to win the best backyard ballpark in New England contest. Visit NESN.com/ballparks and upload your video today. Jerry and I will determine the winner and even visit the backyard, your backyard, in person.
That's a pretty nice one right there, isn't it?
Enter today at NESN.com/ballparks. Yes, indeed. Green Monster. I wonder how many green monsters there are in New England.
I bet they're all over the place. Yep. We're going to start watching tape of those, obviously, very, very soon to make our selection. And I'll bet there's a load of green monsters around.
7 in a row retired here by Joe Kelly. First out of the 5th inning. But there's only one green monster, and it's right here. Popped up. Bogarts backpedaling to shallow center for the second out of the inning.
I remember when I was a kid, had a ballpark in my backyard, wiffle ball, and the house that was behind us, we kind of used that as the green monster.
Oh, they must have loved that.
Oh, yeah. No, they were great. They were
okay with it?
As our neighbors, they were terrific.
Okay.
But right field didn't look anything like Fenway. Had a couple of trees out there, stuff like that, you know. But we actually put up lights too, these light bulbs, and it wasn't exactly terrific lighting, but at least you felt like you were playing under the lights.
Yeah,
you know,
at Fenway.
Yeah, it was great. Wiffle ball.
My Fenway was in my room.
Yeah, everything was in your room.
It was in my room. I had a Super Ball that I would play in my room. You know, one of those real bouncy balls, and I play by myself, which doesn't shock you.
No.
You know, so I was in the room there, and I would play. I had Fenway Park set up. I had dental floss for foul poles.
Very good. Yellow dental floss?
I colored it yellow with a highlighter.
One of your backup highlighters?
Yeah, you want to know. At that point, I didn't have backups for backups quite yet. It was very early on. But I set up the triangle with my desk. So you know the triangle on the right side of the field, I had that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch. Is line down the right field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Fan touches it, so Austin Jackson will be awarded second base, who started back to first, but Brian Blakeney, the first base umpire, telling him he can go to second.
Yeah, fan interference there, and it's, when that happens, the umpire determines where the base runner would have ended up, and they determined that Austin Jackson would have been at second base, but that could be reason for ejection from friendly Fenway.
So breaks up a string of 8 in a row retired by Kelly. Jackson at second base, and Kyle Seager homered in the first inning. Fly to center, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Sharply hit down by the tarp. Tough to resist the urge to grab a baseball that's on its way by, but you have to.
Yeah, you got to let it go. He's got the souvenir.
So 2 down, Austin Jackson at second base. Second double of the game. That'll bounce in for ball 2.
Now I feel responsible for that. That doesn't seem right.
You do?
Yeah, because I called him out.
Well, I think he was going to go anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you're right. Anytime a fan reaches over and interferes, I think they get the immediate.
I don't think that's your fault. However, I do think you got him some TV time, though.
Oh, no question. Yeah, that phone will be going off like crazy.
Yeah. 2-1 to Seager with Jackson at second base. 2 down here in the 5th, and time call. Joe Kelly taking a long time. It's in a pretty good groove. Had retired 8 Mariners in a row. Nelson Cruz waiting on deck. Late swing, fouls it off to the left.
Oh, by the way, James Taylor said to say hello to you.
You saw James?
I did on last Thursday night here at Fenway.
I bet it was great.
It was a very, very good show, and I made a fool of myself. I went behind a curtain. He was walking by, and I went, "James?" And he looked at me, and I don't think he quite put it together.
Oh, right away?
And
really?
I said, I don't know if you remember this. Like an idiot. I said this, But we met each other in an elevator in Cleveland.
Bradley back there to make the catch that reels it in. Let's take a look at the Red Sox box score. As Torey Lovello, the interim manager for the Red Sox for the remainder of the season. In case you have not heard, John Farrell earlier today announcing he has been diagnosed with stage 1 lymphoma. Treatment will begin in the coming days, early next week, and Novello will serve as the Red Sox interim manager. And, of course, this was found, the stage 1 lymphoma, when he had the hernia surgery on Monday in Detroit, as it turned out. And John very thankful now that he did have that surgery and that it did happen, because that's how they found it. Wouldn't have found it otherwise. He had 0 symptoms, he said.
No symptoms at all. And, you know, it was very emotional, obviously, for John Farrell. And I understand a little bit of his feeling, because when you get hit with the C word, it hits you hard. And you could tell that it obviously hit John Farrell very hard this afternoon, as he had to address the media here at Fenway Park to tell him about his condition. But again, there is some good news with it. The fact that it is very early. It was caught very early, and the prognosis is very, very good. So that's terrific news for John. And, you know, we wish him obviously the best in his challenge ahead, which is certainly going to be a challenge.
Yes, it is. Echo your sentiments in what has been a challenging season, no doubt, for John. But right now, he's got a much larger challenge to be thinking about. And we wish him the best. And again, very good that they caught it early. And that's the key, it seems like, in these situations.
Yes, there's no question about that. Obviously, the earlier they catch something, the better your odds are that there's going to be a successful resolution to it. And he felt very optimistic, you know, trying to keep his thoughts together this afternoon about saying, you know, that he was very thankful that it was picked up early, and he has a very good chance of having an excellent recovery from a very scary word and disease.
Lead runner on is Travis Shaw, his second hit of the ball game. Now a foul off to the right by Ryan Hannigan. I guess it has been a long time, but it doesn't seem like that long ago that John Lester was at that same podium.
Exactly right, Don. And, you know, tough go for him for a while, but we saw him the next spring training. He was still weak, obviously. He was not himself, but got back to being himself. And
wanted to be a World Series champion.
Yep.
Two and two. Jackie Bradley Jr. on deck with nobody out here in the 5th inning. Down the third baseline, Seager, and a fair ball goes to second for one, and that's all they'll get. Nice play by Seager, though, as he gets Travis Shaw at second base.
He's made a couple of real nice plays tonight. He got one on Mookie Betts back in the 1st inning that was reviewed and eventually overturned, and now going toward the line on Ryan Hannigan, and makes the very quick flip to second base to get the lead runner in the force out. So another nice play by Kyle Seager at third base to get that force out. Travis Shaw coming in hard at second base.
1 on, 1 out. It brings up Jackie Bradley.
As I was telling you about James Taylor.
Yep.
And somehow I finagle myself to the stage area.
Yeah.
And then I finagle myself in behind the curtain of the stage area. And James happened to be walking by, so I went.
He happened to be walking by, like, to get onto the stage to perform?
No, he was actually, I think, going back to his room, his dressing area.
Oh, okay.
Before
coming out.
It was very close to showtime.
Mm-hmm.
And so he walks by, and he wasn't looking at me, and I went, James, you know, and he looked up and, like, you know, blank, you know. So, now I don't know what to do. You know, I feel like a real dork saying, hey, James, you know. I said, then I just threw it out there. I said, I don't know if you remember this, but we met.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's got 1,000 people telling him stuff like this, right?
Well, we also had him on during a game.
Yes,
Opening
we did.
day 2005.
Yeah.
After the ring ceremony, as Jackie Bradley Jr. strikes out for the second out.
But the interesting is once I said we met in the elevator in Cleveland, he remembered right away. He did.
Yeah.
He said, oh, yeah. He said, that's right. He says, the Red Sox were in playing the Cleveland Indians, you know, and I said, that's correct.
Yeah.
And then I just said, He had a guy that was pulling him, trying to get him away from me.
Away from you.
Yeah. Because he thought I was going to chirp it all night, you know.
Yeah. We don't have time for this, James.
Yeah, we don't have time. We got a show to do, you know. So finally, I just said, have a good show. He said, say hi to Don.
2 down here in the 5th inning is Ryan Hannigan aboard at first base.
But, then I said, I'm walking back, and I said, what did I just do? Why did I do that?
Yeah, it's all good.
I mean, he watches the games, and,
right.
Just
took him a second, jar his memory, that's all.
I was thinking about the show, though. I felt bad after saying, what am I doing before the show?
You look different in person than you do on television. I think we all do.
Yeah, I think we all do. We look skinnier in person.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, TV adds 30 pounds. That's my story anyway.
But it was a very good show.
Outstanding. So I'm in Connecticut during the winter. There's a pitch for a strike over the outside corner. Had a chance to bring my dad, which was great. We had a great time. He was great to my dad. And very nice man.
Yeah, he is. He is a terrific guy.
One-two in the air to deep left center field. Back goes Austin Jackson at the wall. It's going to scrape the wall on the way down. Hannigan trying to score from first base. He will. As the throw is late, and to third base goes Mookie Betts. Red Sox take a 10-1 lead.
Well, you mentioned on all the at-bats that Mookie Betts has been getting tonight, but he had not had a hit until now. As he picks up the triple off the wall out there in left center field. Looked like a slider that time, that he brings his hands in, gets the barrel of the bat on the baseball, and drives it a long way out toward that wall. Played by Austin Jackson on the counter, but Hannigan has no problem scoring, and the run is on here at Fenway.
7 triples. Now for Mookie Betts, pitch in there for a strike. 2-run triple for Brock Holt back in the 3rd inning. Did he play his, I'm sure he did, his Fenway Park song that came out on the new album?
He did. Yeah, about winning the pennant?
Yes.
Yes, he did play that, yes.
1-2 pitch fouled off.
Body rate open for him.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a couple of numbers together, and they were it was very, very good. Very good. If you're a Bonnie Raitt fan, obviously. I did not see Zach Brown. Zach Brown was here for 3 nights.
3 nights.
Yep.
It's over 100,000 seats, 100,000 tickets
sold. Yeah. Tough week for David Mello, the ground crew. Was center field is a little bit beat up for the stages that were out there all week here at Fenway.
Not as bad as the old days, though, and Rolling Stones and some others rolled through.
The Stones were here. That stage was as big as the whole outfield. It was ridiculous.
I remember them laying the sod down the night we were coming back.
Yeah.
After they had taken that thing out of here, the Rolling Stone stage. What do they have? That thing that came out to the middle too, right? All the way.
Well, yeah, they come
long and
that's
wide.
Kind of their act. They come out toward the middle of the
Nick's got to dance.
The field, and they get up close with the fans. It's a pretty good show. Really good.
Foul back. How is it you always get to these shows? And all these shows seem to be when we're on the road.
Hey, vacation just happened to pop up at this time. What can I tell you? I don't know. I hadn't really know. I didn't know. And
I've never been to a show at Fenway Park.
It's really, I'll tell you, it's great. It really is.
Yeah. Of course, Dave Matthews has been here a couple of times. I'd love to have seen Dave here. I own some CDs from him, but never got to see him here live.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch, going to miss.
You've seen him in every other city in America, with the exception of Boston.
Not here. Our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. I would think RC would be a pretty good seat for the concert. No, too far? Or?
No, because
You're
they
right.
have the big screens. The big screens they put out there.
To right field and deep. This is going to end up in the corner and jumps up into the seats for a ground rule double. That'll play Mookie Betts and give the Red Sox an 11-1 lead. Second extra base hit on the night for Brock Holt.
Triple back in the third and in the drive-in 2. Now the double, the drive-in 1 for Brock Holt. Brock pulling the ball this time off the left-hander. Bouncing into the stands for the ground rule double. So 2 bases for Holt and out the RBI. His third of the night. His 32nd total of the season.
Just one Nexium 24-hour day gives you all day, all night protection from frequent heartburn. Go to Nexium24hour.com for savings and pick up Nexium 24-hour at your local Stop and Shop. Holt at second base with 2 down. Action in the pen as Michael Guipe up in the pen right now for Seattle. Well, McClendon had to get into the pen in the third inning in this game. Mike Montgomery giving up 9 of the 11 runs the Red Sox have in the game. 1-0 to Xander Bogaerts. That's going to bounce in. 2-0. I told you Yankees playing in Toronto tonight, and the Jays on top 3-0. They're in the 6th inning now at the Rogers Center in that big battle over the weekend.
All that work they did at the trade deadline.
Yep.
Really paying off for Toronto, hasn't it?
Working out great. They've won 11 in a row. And again, going into that series with a half-game lead, the Yankees had got some room there for a while. It was like 6.5, and then all of a sudden the Jays went on this run, and that included a 3-game sweep in New York at Yankee Stadium. Now they gather again north of the border for this series over the weekend. Three 3-0 the count to Bogaerts with David Ortiz waiting on deck. There's a strike. 3-1 right at the bottom of the zone. Popped up foul off to the right. Full count.
See, there's a situation we can talk about. I know we got 2 outs in the inning, but a lot of talk recently has been about, how many home runs do you think Bogaerts is going to eventually hit, per year? And I think it's going to be in double digits. And here's an example right there we could use. I think, he's learned so much this year about using the whole field. I think the next step for him is now using, when he gets in situations like a 3-1 count, where he's looking on a particular pitch that he can pull and drive. I think that's probably the next step.
Chopper left side. Seager throws to first high, but up there to get it is Montero to end the inning. Red Sox add 2 more and take an 11-1 lead. Hits 1 run. He's walked 2, struck out 4, 91 pitches deep, and seems to find himself near 100, right around 5 innings in each of these last 3 outings now. Not necessarily a bad thing. He won the last 2 and has a big lead here tonight on top 11-1.
Only 3 hits allowed by Kelly and the 1 run tonight.
The first inning, he threw 31 pitches. This will bounce into Nelson Cruz. 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors for Boston. A run, 3 hits, and an error for Seattle. Jumping on that. Another pitch that's up. It seems like Cruz, they have tried to stay up to him with fastballs, and that time he chased it again, 94, and fouled it back.
Yeah, he really got tied up on that fastball from Joe Kelly, up and in. Not much you can do with that pitch right there, especially with all the movement on it. He got it down around the handle of the bat.
Swing and a miss, and Kelly strikes him out for the second time tonight. That's 5 Ks for Joe Kelly.
After the high and in fastball, Kelly goes to the changeup to pick up the strikeout. And you can see how out in front of that pitch Nelson Cruz was.
1 down here in the 6th inning. Robinson Cano 0 for 2. Used Mookie Betts twice, lining out to Betts in center, and last time up, driving one to center field. Betts making a great catch up against the wall. Cano didn't think it was a strike. Driven down towards deep left field. And it's high off the monster as Betts will play the carom. The second base goes Cano. Has himself a wall ball double with 1 out of the inning. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Tom? Okay, Tom, thanks very much. As the Red Sox here at Fenway Park have an 11-1 lead. Cano, who just doubled off the wall, comes out of the game for a pinch runner. Ketel Marte into the game. So the lopsided score. Cano coming out with 1 out here in the 6th. Marte runs for him at second base, and here is Seth Smith. .96, so Kelly's still throwing hard. High for ball 1, 1-1. 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors for Boston. A run, 4 hits, and an error for Seattle. And very late on that cut is Seth Smith.
And that's one when you start the swing and you're sorry you ever started it because you can't stop it. This ball running away from Smith on the outside part of the plate, and once he got it going, you could tell right there he didn't want any part of that one.
Swing and a miss, and Smith strikes out. 6 Ks now for Kelly. 2 down in the inning.
Now the changeup again from Kelly. Both strikeouts in this inning to Cruz and to Smith have come on the changeup, which has been an improving pitch for him as the night is going on.
Unique Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Marte running at second base. Here's Jesus Montero. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Is grounded out to first and flied out to right. This one fouled off the mask of Hannigan. That rattles him.
A little head shake after this foul ball off the mask.
On the ground right side, Brock Holt on the high hop, plays at belt high and throws out Montero to end the inning. Mariners leave a runner at second. Red Sox have an 11-1 lead. Compton, Rhode Island. Plus here from Red Sox pitcher Joe Kelly. All that and more tomorrow morning at 9 on Dining Playbook. Joe Kelly's night is over. A lot of hugs as his teammates watch him work the first 6 innings, 106 pitches, 11-1 lead. Staying in the game is Marte. Moving into short right field is the second baseman going into a shift. And it is Michael Whiteby into the game. His 8th appearance, 0-3 with a 6.97 earned run average. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Opponent sitting at .333 against him. Ortiz leading it off and hitting a high fly ball out to right center field. Austin Jackson in the triangle makes the catch out there for the first out as David gives it a ride, but wrong spot, few feet to the right, and he's got it into the bullpen.
Yeah, and you can see David leaning to his right too, hoping that it would catch the corner of the Red Sox bullpen. As the swing by Ortiz, and as he makes his way down to first base, he'll kind of be leaning to the right, hoping that it gets in that direction. Not quite.
So 1 down here in the 6th inning brings up Alejandro De Aza, who bats for the first time tonight after taking over in the outfield. Rusney Castillo fouled a pitch off the top of his foot and left the game. So De Aza batting. Less playing time for De Aza lately, with the trio of Bradley Jr., Betts, and Castillo doing most of the playing in the outfield. Turns on this, it's a long way foul. I guess when you are in search of what you're going to be doing next year, you kind of know what De Aza is. You got to try to figure out what some of the other guys are going to do.
Yeah, I think that's been made pretty clear on that last road trip that the direction the Red Sox are obviously going in, and that's to get a very, very good look at their young players. And they always say, Don, and we say this all the time, you know, it's hard to judge players in spring training in September, but I think this is a very critical September for a lot of these guys that are going to be looked at day in and day out to see exactly where they fit in for the plans for next season.
One-two pitch fouled off to the left, out of play.
And you're right on about a guy like De Aza. You know his track record. You know what he can do. You know what value he is to the ball club, but his playing time certainly has taken a hit since they've gone with the very young outfield.
Up the middle and into center field, a base hit for De Aza. So a 1-out single here in the 6th inning. Well, in support of next week's WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, the Boston Bruins are auctioning off a trip to an away game. The winning bidder and a guest will fly with the team, enjoy a one-night hotel accommodation, dinner, and 2 tickets to a game. To bid, please call 877-738-1234. Bidding closes at the end of the 7th inning, so you're running out of time. 1 out, 1 on as Craig Breslow looks like he's about to get up. Fouled off to the left for strike 1 to Pablo Sandoval. Single and a double tonight. He's also grounded out. Another foul to the left, out of play. Travis Shaw on deck, 1 out, runner at first base here for the Red Sox in the 6th inning. Fly ball left field. Morrison going back at the wall. That's going to be up over his head. Running is Diaz all the way from first base with that vicious ricochet. He'll score without a problem. And the Red Sox take a 12-1 lead. Double for Pablo Sandoval. Really wants that baseball.
Now Sandoval tonight, 3 hits in the ball game. He was 0 for 12 coming into the game tonight. But a base hit back in the first, a double here in the 3rd, and now a double in the 6th. He picks that one off the ground and puts it off the left field wall.
500th career RBI for Sandoval. That's why he got the baseball. I think Logan Morrison may have misjudged where that ball was going to go.
That ball was pretty high up there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And there is the milestone for Sandoval.
Third hit, 3rd RBI of the night for Sandoval. Now an 0-1 to Shaw. Fly ball to left center field. Austin Jackson makes the catch out there, and remaining at second base is Sandoval. 2 down. Well, don't miss the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon live on Nesson Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Special guests and your favorite New England athletes will stop by the set and hop on the phones. Coverage begins at 6 on Tuesday morning. 2 down, Pablo Sandoval at second base, and it brings up Ryan Hannigan. 1 for 3 in the ball game, single back in the 3rd inning. As I'm jumping back. Jackie Bradley Jr. waiting on deck. Up the middle into center field, a base hit. Sandoval will be stopped at 3rd as Jackson is up with it and has it cut off. A base hit for Hannigan, and Sandoval at 3rd base now.
Well, Hannigan getting back in the lineup. A couple of hits tonight. 2 for 4 in the ball game. Last road trip getting hit in the wrist. Breaking ball a lot of times. He does a good job staying back on it. Takes it right back through the box for the base hit. Sandoval being held at 3rd base.
First and 3rd, 2 down, a run in, and Jackie Bradley Jr. will take strike 1. Two hits in the game. There's a single to right in the 2nd, single to center in the 3rd. Late swing fouled off, 0-2. Down and in has him dancing out of the way.
Trying to come down and in with the fastball and a little bit too far down and in. And Bradley Jr. doing some footwork to get out of the way of that one.
Line to right, and this is going to be a fair ball. Jump up into the seats for a ground rule double. That'll plate Sandoval and make it 13-1 Red Sox. The third hit of the night for Jackie Bradley Jr.
That's really gone right down the line tonight for the Red Sox. Jackie Bradley Jr. 3 hits out of the 9 spot in the batting order. Picks up his first RBI of the night, his 10th total on the season, as he one-hops it into the stands.
Rick Waits, the pitching coach, out there again. Go back to April of last year, Jackie Bradley Jr.'s last 3-hit game. Sunday on a food-themed episode of Nesson Clubhouse, Gary tries out some world-famous Cincinnati Skyline chili. We get some toothbrushing tips, and I take the hot seat on small talk for the very first time. Catch it all on Nesson Clubhouse, Sunday at noon, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts.
What are you doing?
A sprinkler. Sure, that's what I guess it's.
This is your first appearance on Small Talk. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was done in spring training. Some tough questions. That's all I remember.
I did that one time a couple of years ago. And you're right. It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy answering those questions. I did not do the sprinkler, though. I didn't even know what the sprinkler was until I just saw it.
The one pitch is a strike over the outside corner. That's my interpretation of the sprinkler. It's kind of weak. Really get into it.
That's better right there, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, the early one wasn't that great.
Do you remember the question for that?
Probably my favorite dance. Line foul outside of third.
That's your favorite dance?
Probably, yeah. I think that was the question. And I do remember having that thought.
What is your favorite dance? And that's your favorite dance?
Yeah, it's comfortable. It's cool. You stand out, that's for sure.
Hey, you sure do. You get recognized doing that.
It's different. On the ground towards short. Miller coming in. Throws sidearmed accurately and in time to end the inning. But not before the Red Sox able to get a couple more and lead it 13-1. Having fun at the yard tonight. Pipe, valves, and fittings for facilities throughout the Northeast. Did you know FWWeb did that? Learn more about this proud Boston Red Sox sponsor at FWWeb.com.
Well, a lot of action here at Fenway Park tonight, and it started early in this ball game. David Ortiz with a double rolling into the bullpen wall, and a Bogart scoring. Castillo with a 2-run home run in the Red Sox bullpen. Mookie Betts showing a little defense tonight as he leaps up against the wall, and Travis Shaw with a home run as he hooks one out into the Red Sox bullpen. Brock Holt joining in the fun with a triple up over the head of Jackson. As Hannigan and Jackie Bradley score, so plenty of action offensively for the Red Sox and some defense tonight here at Fenway.
13-1, Red Sox have the lead as the new pitcher for Boston, Craig Breslow, in the game. 36th appearance, 0-2 with a 4.43 earned run average, 32 strikeouts, 18 walks, and opponents hitting at .280 against him. Took the loss in the 10th inning Tuesday night at Miami. Allowed a leadoff triple to D. Gordon. Gordon would end up scoring on a Moore single. And the winning run in the 10th inning. He's given up 6 earned runs in an inning over his last 2 appearances. And a liner to right has Bradley there to make the catch. Well, time to check out the results of tonight's Dunkin' Donuts poll question. We asked, will David Ortiz reach 500 career home runs this season?
What's going up? Way up.
90% feel yes. Well, Big Papi does not have one tonight. Almost did into the triangle area. Caught back there by Austin Jackson. One down for Brad Miller. Liner to center field for Miller. He has himself a 1-out base hit. His first hit of the night.
Not been many hits at all tonight for the Seattle Mariners. Have they been shut down by Kelly? And now, of course, Craig Breslow into the ball game.
One out, one on. Jesus Sucre, the batter, 0 for 2. He's flying to center, popped out to shortstop. Austin Jackson waiting on deck. 1 out, 1 on. Here in the Mariners' 7th inning. Two and one. Well, looks like some action in Toronto now. The Yankees have come back down 3-0. Take a 4-3 lead over the Blue Jays in the 8th.
Quieted that big crowd down a little bit in Toronto. I'll tell you, it's nice to see those crowds returning to Toronto. They, for years, would fill that place when they had very good teams.
It's a big place.
And it's a big place to fill.
MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.TV for details. 2-2 pitch to Sucre. And a fly ball to shallow center. Betts had started in, now backs up a little bit and makes the catch for the second out of the 7th inning. Two down for Austin Jackson. He has struck out and doubled twice in the ball game. Fly ball right field, and Bradley makes the catch. It ends the inning. 7th inning stretch. Let's take a look at the updated Red Sox box score. Jim Rice and Tim Wakefield will break down tonight's game, and you'll hear from Joe Kelly. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but W.B. Mason? And Brock Holt leading it off. Might be back on the mound again here for the Mariners. Holt with 2 hits, 3 RBIs, a triple and a double in the game tonight. Kind of waves through that pitch. On the ground right side. Marte at second base throws to first for the first out of the inning. Holt retired 4-3. Bring up Xander Bogaerts.
And we started talking about Bogaerts a little bit, Don, in his last outing and how much improvement he has made from this point last year to where he is today. You know, and it's The reason the average is high is because he has the ability. He's used the whole field this year. We've seen him use right field an awful lot, left field, center field. And, you know, a lot of the talk has been about, well, is he going to hit for power? And I honestly believe that the more experience that Xander gets, he will. And I'm not talking about a 30 home run guy. I'm talking about double-digit home run guy. And I think it's, you know, when counts get in his favor, you know, 3-1, a 2-0 count, and he narrows his zone down to middle and something he can drive. I think that's, you know, that's the next step in his progression as a hitter. And I think that's when more home runs will come for him. But to me, this is the most improved player in the league this year from what we saw a year ago compared to where he is right now.
Offensively and defensively.
Yes.
Jolts went out to right center. Austin Jackson moves over and makes the catch for the second out of the 7th inning.
And it's all a process. It really is. You know, if you have the ability that Bogaerts has, which is incredible ability, I mean, it's all a process on how you get to that next step and you get that complete game. And it takes time. It just doesn't. Very few guys can come in and it happens overnight for them.
Well, this year has been an amazing step for him. 2 down in the 7th inning brings up Big Papi. 5th AB of the night for David. And a curveball missing outside. Ortiz has doubled, singled, lined out to first, and flied out to the warning track out there in center field. Shifting in the infield, playing for him to pull in the outfield. 2-0. Three and 0. And he takes a strike. Taken all the way there. 3-1. More action now for the Mariners in their pen. Rob Rasmussen up. Did he go? They check no. And down to first base with a 2-out walk goes David Ortiz. So a 2-out base runner and Alejandro De Aza coming up. Glancing off the glove of Sucre and headed to second base goes David Ortiz. Glove on it, but a wild pitch here. Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, Jamison Coyle, Nicky Reyes, and Doug Keed will discuss Jimmy Garoppolo's preseason performance. That's tonight on NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. The 1-0. Strike call, top of the zone. Up and away, 2-1. David Ortiz at second base. De Aza batting with 2 down in the inning with a count of 2-1. Fouled off to the left, out of play. Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck. Inside. Able to straighten him up there and get out of the way.
Coming inside with the fastball, and De Aza getting up on his toes to get out of the way of that pitch.
On the ground on the first base line, foul. Line foul again down by the tarp area. Second inning of relief for Quaipe. With 2 down here in the 7th inning. He walked David Ortiz. Wild pitch got him to second. Now in a battle with De Aza. Fly ball out towards left center field, struck well, and this ball's going to be off the wall. Ortiz will score. Throw goes to second base, and it is 14-1. Boston on top. Second hit of the night for De Aza. Well, this has come with 2 outs.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that spot in the batting order tonight between Castillo, who had to leave the game, and De Aza has been a hot one. Castillo had 2 hits, including a home run for 2 RBIs. De Aza, since being in the game, 2 hits and an RBI. That left field wall's taking a pounding tonight.
Lloyd McClendon makes a pitching change here with the Red Sox adding a run on top 14-1. 14-1. Red Sox have the lead over the Seattle Mariners as a new pitcher now on for Seattle. Rob Rasmussen has been warming up this inning into his 7th game of the year. 1-1 with a 13.50 ERA. And it's hitting at .391 against Rasmussen. Diaz at second base. Sandoval pops it up foul, back and out of play. Clipe responsible for Diaz at second base. So far charged with 3 runs, went an inning and 2/3. Walked the batter, didn't strike anybody out. Two and two. Season high 14 runs for the Red Sox tonight. Previous high had been 13. Of course, tonight the news from the Red Sox clubhouse and from John Farrell himself prior to the game that he had been diagnosed with stage 1 lymphoma. And the treatment will begin in the coming days, early next week. Torley Lavello now serving as the Red Sox interim manager for the remainder of the year. 2-2 to Sandoval. Popped up left side as Seager makes the catch that ends the inning. Red Sox get a run, take a 14-1 lead. Low fare now at Southwest.com. Infinity. Visit your local Boston area Infinity retailer for a test drive today. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. And by your local Subaru dealers. Now, tonight's game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Montgomery did not last long in this game. Started for the Mariners 2 1/3 innings, 10 hits and 9 runs. Seager started off the first inning with a home run. The Mariners had a 1-0 lead, but it was short-lived. Red Sox went on to score 14 unanswered runs. Joe Kelly, 6-inning effort, 1 earned run in this game. And Pablo Sandoval with his 500th career RBI with a 3 RBI game for the Red Sox. 8th inning. And Josh Rutledge taking over at third base for Boston. Kyle Seager leading it off here for the M's. And time call. Well, now Craig Breslow, the veteran lefty, 500 career innings pitched now. Strike at the top of the zone. 2-1. Two-one pitch popped up, foul ground. Hannigan by the on deck circle, can't make the catch.
Hannigan going over toward the on deck circle. You can see where the bat and the donut and the rosin and everything else is, and that's what he had to tiptoe around to try to make this catch. Looks like he overran it a little bit and then had to deal with all that stuff. And the ball comes back and gets over his head. But that's all the on deck circle equipment. Pine tar.
They charge him with an error. Free Tom Brady chant going up at Fenway Park. 2-2. And Seager takes it down low. Line down the right field line, foul. Solid contact, but out ahead. Our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Stay tuned following WB Mason Extra Innings Live, a Red Sox final. TC and Tim Wakefield have the latest on the AL East race. That's tonight on Red Sox Final, presented by Uno's. Payoff pitch. And Seager hits it high and deep to right field. Bradley going back onto the track at the wall. He leaps and makes the catch right in front of the short fence in right field. Looked like that one was headed towards the seats, but Bradley reaches up and makes the grab.
That's amazing with Jackie Bradley Jr. I mean, it doesn't matter where you put him. You put him in the big right field, you put him in center field, you put him in left field. All positions he plays very, very well. And he took that away from a fan, it looked like. As he leaps, the fan was kind of trying to reach over, and he took it right away in front of him.
Send it down to Gary.
How about that for being on cue, guys? Before the game, I was asking Jackie, what would you define as an actual hard play to make, an actual hard catch? And he thought about it for a pretty good long time, and he said, honestly, I literally think I can get to every ball that I know is not an absolute home run, as long as it's, of course, in my vicinity, and if he's playing in right field, somewhere in the center field or right field vicinity. He said the only way and the only time a catch becomes difficult to him is if he loses it in the sun.
Well, Brock Holders followed it up with a very nice play out into shallow right field. Some good defense here in the inning. 2 down.
And the Red Sox throwing some leather around in this game. We saw Mookie Betts very early in the game make a great play. We saw that play by Jackie Bradley, and now we see Brock Holt take a base hit away. Must be a nice feeling when you have the confidence Jackie Bradley Jr. has on anything hit I can catch unless I lose it in the sun.
He can back it up. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. I got to tell you, there were times I was playing second base. I didn't want the ball hit to me. Things were going so bad. It's like, try somebody else.
Outside for ball 2. Seth Smith waiting on deck. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Line down the right field line. This last road trip pretty impressive for Jackie Bradley Jr. from a defensive standpoint. As in Detroit, in that big center field area, you go out there and it's 420, able to make the catch over the shoulder, and then in Florida in left field. In Miami, able to make the catch.
Now that kind of touches upon what we just talked about, isn't it? Where he can go from left to center to right and make them all look easy, and they're not easy. I got to tell you, last year and this year, watching him play the outfield, and especially center when he played center last year, I got to really think hard on anybody who I've seen play a better center field than what he played here last year. And now we're seeing it at different spots in right field and in left field. But this guy is just a fabulous outfielder. He plays it with such confidence. I mean, contact's made, and it's like no panic.
Base hit into left field for Marte. He is 2 for 2 since coming into the game. We're no rookies when it comes to flavor. Hood Red Sox ice cream scores a home run every time. 2 down, Marte at first base. And it brings up Seth Smith. He has walked and struck out twice. Strike called, and it's a ball and a strike. Outside for ball 2, 2-1. Breslow's gone an inning and 2/3 so far in this game. Gave up a base hit in the 7th. He's given up a base hit here in the 8th so far. 3-1 the count. And a grounder foul. Well, tomorrow 12:30, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Tim Wakefield. We continue our countdown to the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 12:30. Foul back. You'll see his 7th pitch. Swing and a miss, and Breslow strikes out Smith to end the top of the 8th inning. 14-1 Red Sox. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. 14-1. Red Sox have the lead over the Seattle Mariners as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Travis Shaw to lead it off. 2 hits in the game for Shaw. Home run back in the 3rd inning. Single to center in the 5th. Now fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Seth Smith at the wall. He leaps and can't get it. It's gone. 2nd home run of the night for Travis Shaw. 4th home run of the year. Red Sox take a 15-1 lead.
Well, you were right, Don. You said earlier he loves this ballpark, and he is showing that again tonight. A home run back in the 3rd inning. And now a home run here in the 8th inning. Taking care of business against those left-handed pitches, too. Back against the wall for Seth Smith. He can't make the play, and Big night for sure. 3 hits, including 2 home runs.
Ryan Hannigan now bats and fouls it off to the right for strike 1. 93 on the fastball. It's a bid by Smith.
Yep, back to the wall, leaps, and then looks to how much room he has, if he's going to crash into that wall or not, and the ball right up over the glove. And he still crashes into the wall.
And again, a 2-hit night. Single to right, he's single to center. Swing and a miss, and Hannigan strikes out for the first out of the 8th inning. Will get immediate care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center first aid station behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. BIDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. 1 out brings up Jackie Bradley Jr., who's had 3 hits in the game tonight, 2 singles and a double.
Offensively, he's already had a very, very good night. 3 hits, and he has a chance now to have a great night.
Gene Machi up in the pen. Top foul, 1-2. Mike Montgomery started this game tonight for Seattle. 2 1/3, 10 hits, 9 runs. Walked a batter, struck out batters on the hook. Came in individually at 4 and 4 in tonight's game. That'll bounce in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. High fly ball to right field. Smith going over to make the catch just shy of the warning track. Backpedals onto it. 2 down. Let's take a closer look at what's ahead for the Red Sox. Tomorrow's starting pitchers Felix Hernandez against Wade Miley. As King Felix 14-6 on the year, 3.11 earned run average, matched up against Wade Miley 8-9 with a 4.68 ERA. This closer look brought to you by FW Web. Selection, expertise, solution. More at FWWeb.com. 2 down in the 8th inning, and it brings up Mookie Betts. 1 for 5 tonight. He tripled in the 5th inning. Drove in a run as he takes strike 1. On the ground, base hit into left field. Second hit of the night for Mookie Betts. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation for its commitment to 4,900 accredited charities throughout New England. So 2 down in the inning. Betts at first base brings up Brock Holt. Triple and a double tonight. 2, 4, 5 in the game. He has driven in 3 runs. Red Red Sox now 21 hits. That's the most they've had in a single game this year. They had 20 on July 26th against the Tigers. Foul ground. Seager over, and he makes the catch, reaching into the first row. And that'll end the inning. Red Sox get a run and take a 15-1 lead. Wakefield will discuss his mentoring of Sox knuckleballer Stephen Wright. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? 15-1. 2 home runs tonight for Travis Shaw. Homer to give the Red Sox their 15th run of the night. Gene Machi into the game now for the Red Sox. Third pitcher of the night for Boston. 6th appearance, 5.79 earned run average. Opponents hitting at .211 against Machi. Takes over for Craig Breslow, went 2 innings, giving up 2 hits and no runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out a batter. Relief of the pitcher of record, Joe Kelly, in line to pick up his 5th win of the year. Came in individually at 4-6. Jesus Montero, first pitch swinging. It's a fly ball out to right center. Betts makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Looking for a fun activity for kids this summer? Visit NESN.com/freezeframe to see the photo of the week. Then have your son or daughter send in a caption that would make it on the next NESN Clubhouse show. Visit NESN.com/freezeframe today. So we've got a whole team here.
Is that Medfield? Looks like the Medfield team has joined us tonight at Fenway Park.
One down in the 9th, and it brings up Logan Morrison. Fouls that one off Hannigan.
Machi there trying the split-fingered fastball. Missing away with it.
Way again, 3-1.
And tried it again, second time in a row, and pretty much the same result.
Full count. Logan Morrison batting now with Brad Miller on deck. Mariners batting here in the ninth with the Red Sox on top 15-1. Well, the Yankees held on to beat Toronto tonight 4-3 in that big battle north of the border.
That was a nice little comeback by the Yankees.
Yes, they were down 3-0 late. Fly ball foul off to the left. Help us reach our Instagram follower goal that Jerry set for the summer of 50,000. We're just 16,000 followers away. Follow Nesson today at Instagram.com/Nesson.
I just kind of threw that number out there,
yes,
but that's getting pretty close.
Yes. Fly ball out to left field, hit well. Back, and that ball is high off the wall. Ricochet played by Betts, who backs up De Aza, and it's a wall ball double for Logan Morrison, and almost got it out of here.
That Morrison picks up his first hit of the night. Had been 0 for 3 with a couple of fly balls to right field tonight, but this time goes to left field and high off that left field wall. Once again backed up by Mookie Betts, but the two-base hit for Logan Morrison.
One out runner at second base, and it brings up Brad Miller. Strike one. Foul tip, and it is 0-2. Kelly started the game with the first 6 innings, giving up 4 hits, 1 run, walked 2, struck out 6. And Breslow for 2, and now Machi in the game with 1 out in the ninth, a runner at second base. His game to finish. Nobody warming in the pen as Jesus Sucre waits on deck. 0-2, and it's fouled back. Outside, 1-2. $15 runs, 21 hits, no errors for Boston. A run, 7 hits, an error for Seattle. 2-2. On the ground to first base. Shaw's got it. Machi covers for the out. And to third base goes Morrison. 2 down. That'll take us to Sucre with 2 away here in the 9th inning.
Machi doing his job. Any ball to the right side, get over, cover first base. He does that. And then immediately checks that runner at third base. Make sure he's not trying to score, which he wouldn't be down 15-1. But fundamentally, Machi doing things right.
Sucre 0 for 3 from the number 9 spot in the order. And there for strike 1. Again, tomorrow, Wade Miley against Felix Hernandez. King Felix will be looking for his 15th win of the year. Red Sox trying to keep the bats going against Hernandez. As the pitch low, 1-1. On the ground, foul down towards the dugout and past it. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. The fans that are left here at the ballpark standing. Kids from Medfield standing. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner at third base. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Red Sox win in fine fashion tonight. 15-1 over the Seattle Mariners. They bang out a total of 21 hits. So the Red Sox able to take game 1 of this 3-game series. Let's send it to Tom Caron.